The Johannesburg Mayor, Herman Mashaba, is caught up in a Twitter storm. The social media fraternity has not taken kindly to his comments that handing out sanitary pads to girls encourages them to focus on sex. Mashaba was referring to a picture of Environmental Affairs Minister Nomvula Mokonyane handing out pads to pupils. He said government should be educating children about careers instead of sex. Twitter users flooded the mayor's timeline, with many asking him to explain how sanitary pads are linked to sexual behavior. And Mayor Mashaba joins us now. Good morning to you, Mayor.
Team, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
I have to ask you this question. Is it true that your staff have taken your Twitter from you, that you are not allowed to be on Twitter anymore?
Tim, I was born a free man just under 60 years ago, and I can assure you I'm going to die a free man, that I will never be under the control of anybody. But
do you regret putting that Twitter out yesterday about the sanitary pads and making the connection to sex amongst children?
Tim, let me give you the context, because I think people can try and spin things as hard as they like. But at the end of the day, you know, our hard-fought democracy, in a constitutional democracy, where we have freedom of speech to question things that do not make sense to some of us. When you ask the nation, the minister who's got absolutely nothing to do with health, nothing to do with education, nothing to do with social development, on the first day of school, grade R's, the government's priority is to really go and give sanitary pads. The minister, who we know is an ANC election campaign leader. So I'm asking this question. Right now, the very same kids that we are talking about, we know 50% of them 12 years later, they're not going to be able to write their matric. So I'm saying, asking the question, as a nation, is it not really appropriate for us? What are our priorities? Can't we actually teach these kids to give them stationery, give them things that can empower them, so that 12 years down the line, they are ready to really pass their matric, so that you can have lawyers, engineers in this country. So that's a question I'm asking. If people obviously really want to really spin it anyhow they actually like it. Let me also tell you something. The City of Johannesburg, Council of the City of Johannesburg, which I lead, has got an official resolution to provide free sanitary in our clinics. So it's something that we are committed to. We understand it's a necessity. In this particular case, I'm questioning the first day on the R1 with a minister who's got absolutely nothing to do with education, health, and social development. Someone who's a leader of the ANC for campaign. Are they campaigning or not? So I think that's a question that South African must.
But were you surprised at the reaction that your tweet generated? Because a majority or a substantial majority of people who responded to your comments were not happy with the way you handled the subject, and said you move from a health-related issue and a public issue that affects young girls in a very negative way, and you link it to sex, that you are the one who's missed the point. Were you surprised at that?
No, I'm surprised, because team, look at the threads of my tweets from one up to everything. All the time, I'm actually talking about the priorities that with great R's in particular on the first day of school. You can imagine, team, you've got a 6-year-old kid. The first day when she comes back from school, or he, because they have boys and girls, the first day they come back from school, they come back home with sanitary pads instead of stationery. So I'm saying, is this the right thing to do? And I'm questioning. So let's debate it as a country. Let us not really be afraid to debate the difficult subject. And I think if anyone believes that they can stop us and abuse us like they've abused us the last 24 years, it is not going to happen. We are going to question these things. What is the motive? This is what I'm questioning.
Let me conclude by asking you this question then. From your point of view, what do you think the motive is then?
Motive, it's a pure political. Nomvula Mokonyane is the ANC campaign leader. So basically, he went there purely for campaign purposes, nothing to do with the welfare of these children.
All right, thank you very much, Herman Mashaba. I get a sense that you are not going to withdraw your comments.
How can I withdraw something as serious as this? We care about the welfare of those children. I want in 12 years' time these kids to pass matric, go to universities, so that in later years we can have engineers, lawyers, and so forth. But at the same time, as I'm saying to you, us as a city of Johannesburg, we shall lead. We've passed a resolution that actually in all our clinics we give free sanitary pads to the kids. In an appropriate environment. We're not using this for politicking. It's because practically we are concerned about the welfare of our children and our youth. We can take care of them. But we must not use them as political toys like Minister Monokoya and the NC is doing.
Herman Mashaba, the mayor of Joburg, thank you very much for talking to us.